Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome. My name is Lily Greiner. I'm the business librarian at McKeldin Library, and I am going to talk about 4 databases that are very crucial to marketing and industry analysis. And you can find them all from the portal that I hope you can see. And this is the address, lib.umd.edu. That's the library's homepage, then /VBIC, VBIC, stands for Virtual Business Information Center. And it's set up to help business researchers very quickly find the information that they need. So the key topics that usually are used for business research are right here on the front and center. And when you click on any one of them, it lists the databases that will be important to finding information on that particular topic. And the databases are listed in hierarchical order, with the ones that are most important, we think, to start with, are listed first. The library pays for these databases on an academic account and also with some help from the business school, because a lot of the databases are super expensive and we cannot afford them by ourselves. So because it's an academic contract, these databases are open to faculty, staff, and students at the University of Maryland. There are sources listed here in the menu by topic, by title. If you use something over and over again, there are also how to find articles and news. There's research support, and under help, there is a very brief video that sort of explains what VBIC is all about. I'm going to start with the entrepreneurship link because it includes the industry and the marketing databases as well. So I thought this would be an easy way to go rather than just go to one and then the other. This includes all of them. So within entrepreneurship, there is a narrative that talks about what do you do when you start a new business? What's your startup plan? And for each of these, let me get rid of this, actions, there are databases listed. So for example, after you brainstorm your ideas and decide what it is you're going to do, you need to know something about your market, the market size, the consumer behavior, the attitudes, demographics. Who are these people? One of our most used and most valuable databases is called Mintel. So I'm going to click on it. And within, hopefully, a couple of seconds, usually you're asked to put in your directory ID and password, and I had done that earlier, and also the DUA authorization. When you first get in, it will ask you to agree to the terms of use, and because we have an academic institution, this, it has some caveats. So you have to be a student, faculty, or staff, or a permitted guest, okay? So you agree to the terms, and then you continue. And within a couple of seconds, hopefully, okay, it's connecting us to the database. This database is based on surveys that are done every year or even quarterly, depending on the topic. And the surveys are then cataloged and put into context so you can have not only the data of the surveys, but actually the interpretation of the surveys. And there are a couple of different ways that you can search this database. You can type in a keyword, I'm looking for whatever, just a couple of keywords. There are also searches here by category. Are you interested in health or nutrition? Are you interested in technology and media? And then you just click on that and you'll get the reports and other type of content that's available on that particular topic. I'm gonna get out of here. By region, we basically just get North America. You can also limit it to trend drivers. What is the identity or technology? Again, media. Do you want to look at digital entertainment? Who are the early adopters? Who are the consumers that are using it? There's well-being, you know, fitness now is big as we're staying home a lot. And then there's the impact of COVID, which is a big issue, of course, right now. This shows you the different type of content that you will be getting. The most comprehensive content is in the reports. The reports will give you information about the market size, the factors that affect the market, the consumer, who is the consumer, how do they spend their money, how do they feel about different things. So this is a very, very important part of this database, the reports. It also has the surveys, and you can look at the actual surveys and the responses to the surveys. And you can see there are over 4,000 reports. Industry trends is very brief. It's just about 30 reports, not a lot of information. I'm not sure how good the industry trends are, but you can always check to get another opinion. Expert insights is interesting in that the people who do the analysis and who do the survey, sort of their insights, what they're finding, what are the new and different things that companies and consumers are doing. So just to get an idea what is going on in the different areas, this is sort of a quick way to see what the experts are seeing, okay? So I'm gonna get out of this one. And one way that you may want to start is to look at the analytics. This is the actual survey, the consumer data. So when you click on this, within a couple of seconds, it will list by date the most current reports that are out there. So you can look at the current reports here, or you can look at the categories and see what reports have been done that are fairly current. So let me see, which one shall we do? How about, you know, I don't know, I think a lot of people probably interested maybe in technology. So we could look at the media and see what is maybe social media. And so the reports that are out, this is a little dated. Oh, there's March 2020, Internet Influencers, March 2020. So when I click on this, within a couple of seconds, we should get the actual surveys and the responses of the consumers. So you can watch the 2-minute video, but I'm not gonna do that at the moment. So right now you're looking at the graphs. These are the questions that were asked in the survey, okay? So these are the different questions, and then there are the responses in the graph form. But you can also look at it as a table, and I would suggest the most important thing is to explore demographics. Who are the people who are responding? Their age, their ethnic group, their income, lots of different demographic information. You can download the table as well here. So I'm just gonna click on Explore Demographics. And within, again, I'm gonna close it. Within a couple of seconds, this is the first questions that was asked. And the demographics that were selected at this point is gender and age. And the sample was 1,889 people. And the question was, do you follow people on social media sites that you do not know in real life? And these were the responses. Then you can change the demographics and you can add whatever you think would be important to your needs. So you can add social media, you can add Hispanic generation or employment or education or whatever you think would be most appropriate. And you will also get that as part of the survey results. Okay, so that's all that I think I want to spend because there's a lot more to cover and I don't want to overwhelm everybody. But again, you can look at these demographics and the questions and see what people have responded. At this point, let me see if I can go, and here is the actual report. I can go back to the report, which we have not seen yet, or I can go back to Mintel, the first screen that we found when I first started. I'm gonna go to the report, And this deals with internet influencers that was done in March of 2020. This is the actual report. This is what it looks like. And every report usually has this data book. This is what we just looked at. These are the questions that were asked. And when you click on Go to Data Book, you will get that survey again. And this is just an example of what it looks like. So what it's telling you, this is a summary of what the report is about. This is the analyst with some information about his experience and his bio, sort of, so you can trust the information you're getting. And then as you scroll down, you will notice there's information about the market. And so it will say, what do you need to know about the market? What is the market perspective, the size of influencer? So this will give you the actual narrative that they found based on the surveys. Then there's information about the consumer. Who is the consumer? And so you will get attitudes toward influencers, trust and connection, purchasing from social media. So again, here is what do you need to know about as a consumer, what do you need to know? So I'm just gonna maybe click on one and just consumer, what do you need to know, the basic thing. And this is the kind of information that you will get based on that survey, okay? So this is the analysis. Okay, social media as a marketplace, trust and connection to influencers on the rise, etc. So I'm just gonna go back to the report. Oh, this is the table of contents here in the middle. Again, you can look at it this way. There are also information about key trends, what you need to know, what to watch, what are the negative influences. And moving on, the data links you again to the data book that we saw right at the beginning, the survey. In addition, there are links to related reports that you can look at. So this is Marketing to Black Moms, the impact of COVID, consumers, and the economic outlook. And this is July 2020. That might be a very important source to look at, no matter what you're looking at, no matter what area you're interested in. Looking at the economic outlook and the consumer impact on the consumer of COVID-19 would be super important to see what is going on and how you can deal with those kind of issues. Okay, and I go back to the actual first screen, Mintel. And so I'm back here. And just to show you here, I'm looking for, and I can go to, I don't know, by keyword. And so for example, if I'm interested in looking at how I want to develop some apps and I want to see who would be the consumer for that. So there's suggested title October 2016, but they say mobile phone and tablet apps is the way to go. So when I click on that, within a couple of seconds, I should get all the different content that's here. So here is a report from May 2020 that looks at traditional toys and games. There's smartphones here dealing with use of mobile channel, omni-channel retailing, digital trends. So these are the different types of reports because I did not select a specific content. But if I just look at expert insights, there are 168 expert insights, and there were 502 reports that dealt with that particular topic. So if you want to see what other people are doing, what's interesting, what's going on in terms of developing apps for mobile phones, and so this would be an interesting place to go to. Okay, so I think that's all for now that I was going to say about this. Are there any questions? I don't want to spend too much time because these are sort of the basics. So you can search by keyword right here. I'm just going to get rid of this. When you first get in, let's see. So I'm looking for, type in keyword. You can look by category, by trend drivers, by demographics. So, oh, I didn't look at demographics, sorry. So by demographics, you might want to look at the lifestyles. of the different groups. Then there are baby boomers, millennials, values and beliefs. So you can get reports dealing with any one of these demographics that might be important, just to get an idea who your audience might be or your target market by looking at the different lifestyles. Okay. And the other place where we started was the consumer data, the analytics, the reports that are coming out that have the actual surveys, and then they connect you to the report. Okay, any questions? Because I'm gonna move on to the next source then.
Hi, Lily. Please move on. There are no questions presently.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm gonna go back to the Vivek site. Let me just get rid of this. Sorry, it takes me. So this is the URL, libumd.edu/Vivek, and I'm back here. So I'm going back to the entrepreneurship link. And the first thing we looked at was Mintel. And that's sort of the major database. There's another one that's really, really important, but it gives you not an analysis, but it gives you actual data. And it's under consumer analysis. And the database is called Simply Analytics. Under consumer analysis, you notice there's Mintel, there's MediaMark, there's some census data that you can get in terms of the demographics by zip code, by county, by whatever area you want. But the University Internet Reporter and MediaMark, which were used a lot in marketing, now you can get it all in one place in Simply Analytics. This is a little bit more sophisticated, I guess, kind of database. It took me a while to feel really comfortable with it. So if you want to get to know it and use it more, there is a video that they provide that you can watch, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to go in as a guest. If you go sign in with your account, which you can make up, excuse me, then you can download the information that you're finding. I'm going just to sign in as a guest because it's easier and quicker. This source has over 100,000 different variables that you can search by, and you can get a map, you can get rankings and see how your city compares to other cities or counties or zip codes, just lots and lots and lots of information. And when you first start, there's this little video, it's like a minute. So I'm not gonna do it. You can do it on your own if you forget what I've been doing. And it's just taking you through the steps. Like when you click on next, it will show you getting started in seconds, and it shows you what they're doing. This is exactly what I'm going to be doing in just 1 second. So I'm closing this little video, and this is what you saw just before. So I'm going to start here, and I am going to look at locations. So here, search for one or more locations that you would like to analyze. So I'm going to type in College Park, and within a second, there's College Park, Maryland. I'm also going to look at, say, Silver Spring, Maryland, and maybe also, I don't know, Laurel. And there's Laurel, Maryland. Okay, so these are my 3 locations. And then I'm going to next. And you can select the different variables. These are just a sample that they have, and you can add to it later, but right now this is what it is. So I don't care about the housing built whenever. I'm going to look at population with median income 100 and over, educational attainment, and I don't know, maybe housing units, and create project, okay? So this is what I'm looking at. This is a map that I got, and it's looking at the median household income in 2020 in College Park, and it's looking at it by census tract. I can change this to one of the other variables that I had selected earlier. So if I want to look at households with income 100 and over, it changes the map. and I can change it to Silver Spring or, you know, any of the other areas, and I can change it from census tract to zip code or any of the other options. And you can see here are the different kinds of reports that I can see. So in addition to the map, which is showing me household with income 100,000 and over by zip code, and this is the map, I can go to the ranking, see how they are ranked. So these are the variables that I had selected, and this is Riverdale College Park, and these are the rankings, okay? And I can change the rankings to go from higher to lower. You know, you can change how you want this seen, or smallest to largest or largest to smallest, and it will show you the metadata. The quick report takes you to information based on the census. So a lot of detail about that area. So this is the demographic overview for College Park, Silver Spring, and Laurel. And it has all these details. Okay, so population, race and ethnicity, income, education, language, housing. Okay, lots and lots of data here. So that was the quick report. It doesn't change. It always contains the same kind of information, no matter what else you add to your search. Excuse me. And there's the comparison table that you can get. These are the different types of reports that you can get. They're here on the side. So this is, we're looking at the comparison report. It's looking at median household income from College Park, Silver Spring, Laurel, and the USA as a comparison, okay? Now, so we're in location right here, okay? So the next thing I'm gonna do is add data, okay? So data is very comprehensive. There are all kinds of data that you can select. I am going to look at consumer behavior. And within consumer behavior, let me see, I wrote it down so I don't forget, so I get it really well. So this is the consumer behavior. And I'm going to look at lifestyles. Okay, there should be that many reports. So this is the lifestyles. And within the lifestyles, I want to look at the purchasing habits or purchasing decisions dealing with computer software, okay? So as I scroll down, I know it's sort of at the bottom, and you can tell all the different lifestyles that you have access to that you can select. There's armed forces, there's membership in different organizations, retired, cultural clubs. It's gonna go back. There's more, it just continues. Membership in religious organizations, just to give you a feel. And then there's here lifestyle business purchasing decisions, okay, in the last 12 months. So I'm looking at decisions dealing with software. And where is it? How involved are you with vendors, supplies, authorized? Where is my business decisions? Where did I miss that? Okay, just bear with me. I know it's here somewhere. Okay, so here's computer servers for business, the business decisions that were made. Moving right along here. There is software. Okay, so lifestyle demographic business purchasing decisions dealing with computer software and computer equipment. Where's my software? I missed it. How did I? Wait a minute. Desktop, legal, ingredients. I somehow missed my software information. Okay. Let me go back. Sorry about that. Trying to find computer software for business, purchasing decisions, computer software for business. So I'm looking at the, wait a minute. There was also a place where you could find, I don't know where sorry, I'm taking too long in finding it. It also told me how much people spent, if they spent over $500 or less than $100. And somehow I am missing that. Let me just try again and see if I can find it. If not, I'll just go on. But it is there. There was a purchasing decisions, business purchasing decisions for software and how much was spent. And I thought if you selected $500 plus, then you can maybe target that audience to see if you can sell it to them, and also possibly look at the people who spend less than $100 and maybe try to talk them into spending a little more. And for some reason, I am not getting it. Purchases. Okay, getting close, but no cigar. See how much was spent in advertising, how much was spent more or less on advertising media. And there is banking services. Geez, one more try. I want to get that software thing, but not finding it. Sorry, just bear with me. One more second. Okay, here, computer software, all the way at the bottom. How much was spent? $100,000 or less than $100,000, $10,000. This goes on and on. As you can tell, you have lots and lots of options, and I'm just not finding what I want to show you. But I think you get the idea how much was spent, and you can look at the lifestyle, the business purchasing decisions, how much was spent, and you can select the one that you think would work for you, especially as you scroll down and you get all these different opportunities here. Okay, so business purchasing decision, let me just go with the desktop. They spend 500,000 or more. So if you're selling desktops or lifestyle decisions, computer for business management, they spend less than 100,000, 5,000. Okay, I'm just gonna click on that just to get going. And so right now we're looking at consumer behavior, lifestyle, and I'm gonna click on that. And the other thing that I want to go to is, let me just see where that is. Oh, it was under, I'm going to go to back to consumer behavior here. Okay, I'm going to map this. For some reason, I'm not where I want to be. I want to, so you go to the new view. So I selected these different variables. I'm going to click on the new view, and I'm going to create a new map. And this is the new map. And I have to click on done. You can see why it takes a little bit to figure out where you are. And so this is looking at the median household income for over 100, whatever was chosen before. And this will tell you who bought desktop computers, spending over 500,000 or spend $5,000. And these are the mappings of this particular clientele. Okay, and this is looking at College Park. I can look at Silver Spring and see where those people are who did that kind of, where do they live. I can also look again at the quick report. That's going to give me the same kind of information, but I'm going to click on the new view, and look at the ranking table and click on done. Make sure you click on done. This is again looking at College Park, but I can change it to the other areas. And this is looking by location, by zip code, and it's telling me what are the rankings, where does this rank in terms of being the place to who buys this and spends that much money. Okay, so in College Park, doesn't look like that much. Let's look at Silver Spring. And if the numbers go up in Chevy Chase, you can see that it was 1.57% more. So you can get an idea of who is spending more money on this kind of purchases, okay? So that's giving you some idea. And this is from data and looking at, I'm sorry, the consumer behavior section here. And as you can tell, you can select all of these different variables, and each variable that you select gives you a lot more information and selection options here, and then you get that table. So the other thing that we can do here is go to, I think you can only do it from the map, go to the businesses. And here I can type in something like, I want to see where the computer stores are. Okay, so I type that in and I go to the new view, and the new view for the business that I just created, looking at computer stores. Oops, should be there. Why didn't I look at computer stores? Didn't click on the done. Always do that. Let me do that. Let me see. Why is this not working? I'm sorry. I'm doing something wrong here. So I tapped computer stores. I'm in map, and here are the businesses. Let me see if that's where it's going to be. Of course, it's not. I'm going to go to the new view and create. Oh, gee. I had it all figured out, and for some reason, it's not working. So I'm going to edit this, add computer. It's not working. Computer stores. I am so sorry. What am I doing here? That's not working right. Oh, gee. Okay. Then I go to business. Best laid plans. And so we have the computer stores. I have it here. I'm going to go to the business. And for some reason, it's not letting me see what I have done wrong. Oh, gee. I am really, really sorry. I'm not sure what I did or didn't do, but it did work before. Let me go back to the comparison table and see if that will do it. So this is comparing the different locations, College Park, Silver Spring, Maryland, the lifestyle, and how much money was spent on these different issues. But I really, really want to show you the mapping, and I don't know why I'm not seeing the computer stores. And this should be the business. And I'm going to go to the map. Comparison table view. Okay, so the map should show you, and done. So it's showing you all this information, but it also has to show you the businesses. And for some reason, I am not seeing this. I am doing something wrong and I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to get back to this to see what am I doing that's just not letting me see the business table, which I thought I had created. And I'm adding this. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what I did, but if it was working right, and I am going to change this, say for example, retail, can I add this? No, it's not. What, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm not clicking on done. So I'm gonna skip this, but if this was working the way it's supposed to be working, I'm not sure what I did, but it will list the businesses for that have the computer stores, and you could see those businesses on the map, even though I will try one more time. I am so sorry that it's not working for me here. One more time. Okay, so this is the map, and it's supposed to have the computer stores listed, but for some reason, I'm not seeing that. Okay, I'm gonna look at the business table one more time, and it's not giving me what I want. So again, I'm just gonna stop here. And just to go back for the new project, I don't know what I did, but again, I apologize, and we can redo this at another time, but I need to go on to the other databases. But when you start a project, I'm just gonna get back. And so go back to the new project. You put in the locations here, like we did before, and I'll just put in Silver Spring and select Maryland. And you can select more locations, and then you can select these different variables. And I'm just gonna go with the ones that are here, create a project, and then you see all these different comparison tables, quick report maps, and everything that will give you the information that you have. And I'm going to try it one more time and see if I can get computer stores location here under businesses. Click on view and see if I can get this working. And if not, I'm just going to give up. Okay, I guess I'm doing something wrong and I can't understand what I'm doing wrong. In any case, hopefully, you can get started with a new project and look at the data places here, the location. So the data, and you can type in businesses and click on done when you actually get that open. Again, I'm really, really sorry. We can just redo this particular source at another time, but it's a very important source, and I'm really, really sorry that it's just not working for me this time. I'm not sure what I have done wrong. So I'm gonna go out of here and go back to the Vyvik link. And within this entrepreneurship, I'm going to go to the industry information. And in this case, we're going to go to IBISWorld, which is a very important source of information. And it provides a lot of detail on an industry. And hopefully it will link us. Okay, so why is this not linking? Oh no. best laid plans. It's so slow. While we're waiting, are there any questions?
If anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand or type it in the Q&A. Thank you.
And also, I apologize for the Simply Analytics that didn't work as I tried to show you. And if you contact me directly, we can go through it, individually, and I will try just to spend time on that particular source. If you're really interested in using it and it's important to you, I would be more than happy to meet with you one-on-one, and my contact information is in BIBIC. And I don't know why this is not linking. Darn. I'm gonna get out of this, go back to my, and try it again. Let me try it from here, from industry. IBISWorld is the first link. And I don't know why it's not doing anything. So IBISWorld is listed under entrepreneurship, it's listed under industry, it's listed under marketing. It does a lot of things, gives you a lot of information on over 700 industries, including US, China, and global, gives you risk ratings, and also shows you the business environment. Oh, I don't know what's going on, why it's not linking here. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay. So well, if this is not working, let me go to the library homepage and see if that link from the library homepage works better. Another way to get in, if the BIC doesn't work, is click on databases and click on and type in IBISWorld and see if that link works better. Usually it should work from either source. I don't know what's going on with that. Doesn't seem to be much better here. I have two going at the same time. Oh, darn. Okay. Bad request. Okay. I just don't know what's going on. One last time. Technology, it's great when it works, and when it doesn't, it's really, that is so weird. I've never had this before. Anyway, you can try IBISWorld on your own. I will talk to our IT people and see what the problem is, but it's a very easy to use database. You can search it by NAICS codes, the North American Industry Classification Code, that's listed there, and it lists all the different codes, and you can click on the code and the name of the industry, and you will get an amazing report that has on the left-hand side a table of contents that talks about the industry. It has information about the external drivers of the industry and how they're affecting the industry. It has a SWOT analysis. It has competitors. It has related industries and how they affect this particular industry. So it's a really, really amazing source of information when we can get into it. I've never had this problem before. I don't know what's going on. So the last one, I guess we'll try and hope it works, is something called Mergent Intellect. This is a Dun & Bradstreet database. Dun & Bradstreet is a major publisher of business information. Okay, great. Let me click here and see if it's gonna log me in. Okay, phew. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It covers millions of companies, both private, which is very hard to get information on private companies, but also public companies, which are expected by the Securities and Exchange Commission to provide a lot of information on the company. Private companies are not expected to do that, but Dun & Bradstreet does a lot of analysis in terms of when people need to borrow money. So they look at the company. So the data, when they analyze the company for monies that they want to borrow, they have the data in this database. So I'm just gonna click Under Armour as my local company and just show you what kind of information you can get. So this is listing all the companies that have Under Armour as part of their title, but the parent company is this one, headquartered in Baltimore, and you can tell the sales are over $5 billion. So I'm gonna click on it, and within a couple of seconds, this is the kind of information that you can get. You can get industry details, a list of competitors. So when you click on that, you get the competitors for this company. You get some industry details, and the reports that are listed are the ones you can click on directly and go to the reports. The ones that just have the NAI code right here, you would have to copy that NAI code, and I'll show you in a second, and then go to the next screen to get the report. So here is what the report looks like. So for footwear manufacturing, which is a major thing that Under Armour does, when I click on the first research industry report, this is the PDF report. It's similar to what's in IBISWorld, but IBISWorld gives you another perspective. And so here is the report. It gives you the competitive landscape, the operations, sales and marketing, all the really nitty-gritty information about the industry, the footwear industry, the growth updates. The other thing that's kind of cool is that it talks, of course, about the critical issues and the challenges, but toward the bottom, it has information about questions that if you have an interview with somebody in the company that you want to get a job there, or you just want to know more information about the company, it has some questions, conversation starters that you might consider. Or when you're researching the company, you might think about these type of questions that would be important for you, okay? And these are called preparation questions, okay? So this is that PDF report from right here that's connecting you. Where is it? Oh, these are the competitors. Okay, so we're back to the page where we were looking at the competitor list. And let me go back to the industry details, which we had earlier. This is the report we clicked on. If you want to look at any of these reports, what you have to do is sort of highlight this and copy. And when you click on that NAI code, the North American Industry Classification Code, it takes you to this link. And because this is another company that does it within the Dun & Bradstreet, I guess, vendor. So I put in my email and I click on submit, and within a couple of seconds, you get this, and you can just copy and paste that NAI code here, or you can scroll here to updates on these different industries. And I'm just gonna click on search, and within a couple of seconds, okay, so this is the reports that I have, women's clothing manufacturing, and the report is similar to the one we just saw earlier that dealt with the footwear, but it has a really nice table of contents on the side that you can directly go to. So it has similar information, as you can see. It has the prep questions, the business trends, the critical issues, but it has the actual table of contents that you can click on, and it takes you to that report. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Can I go back to that first screen? Just gonna keep going back till I go back to this information. So this will look to add the industry details. And this is the screen that came up when I selected Under Armour. The other thing that I just briefly want to take you to, in addition to the industry details and the competitors list, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Securities and Exchange Commission filings, and one of the really important reports that tells you a lot about the company is the 10K report that comes out annually, and it has a wealth of information that might give you ideas of how you may be competing with that company, what are they doing, what's going on. So this is the 10K report that every publicly traded company has to submit. And some of the really important issues that you should be looking at, in addition to their issues dealing with marketing, promotion, what are they doing? There's this risk factor section. Every report has a section 1A, risk factors, and he talks about the risks that the company is facing and possibly how they are going to handle those risks. So this might be important as you're trying to develop a company that's similar or is going to compete with one of these other companies, to look at the risk factors and see how you can mitigate those risks by doing something different. I'm gonna go back to the page. Okay, so this is where we started, and I typed in the company name, and then there were all these links to the industry, to the competition, to the SEC filings. In addition, as you scroll down, you can just search for the industry reports here and get the reports that I had just showed you. In addition, it has demographics based on census, and it has consumer data, similar but not as detailed as the one in Simply Analytics. But what I would like to just in the next couple of seconds, you look at the advanced search consumer lifestyle, and you can select all these different sections and just open them all. The lifestyle, consumer detail, and you just select them all. And what you can do is then connect them. So if you're interested in a certain state, you can select, for example, where's, I don't know, let's go to Hawaii. And then what do you want to know about it? And then you want to know something about maybe, I don't know, women's apparel purchasing, okay? So you want that. And then you want to maybe go to consumer detail, okay? So you want something about, I don't know, how they donate to charity. And then you want to make sure that you don't use the and, because it's going to narrow it too much. So you want to say, or you also want to look, maybe not only do they donate to charity, or maybe they also use credit cards, or I may be interested in their estimated income, okay? So you have to decide. If it's very specific, then you want the and, that you want only people who have this and this and this and this. But on the other hand, if you're not that focused, if you will take this, or maybe this, or maybe this, or maybe this, so think about how you would use the or to connect. So there's a big difference. The or will give you a much broader look. The and will give you a much narrower book. And then when you add it to the criteria, you get the list of consumers. There's 64,000. And when you click on search, you get a listing, individual names of people who meet that criteria, which is very strange. So you have, and you can limit it, by state. You can just select that it does it in alphabetical order by state. So you have all people in Alaska, or you can do it by zip code, and it gives you the names of all these people. And you can download this information if you want. So it's a very different kind of search, but possibly it's something that you can use maybe for fundraising if you're looking for people who make over 200,000-300,000 and they live in a certain area and they are contributing to charity and you want to deal with them. So this is another source that you can go to. And I'm really, really apologize for the Simply Analytics that just didn't work out the way I was hoping to. But please, please contact me and we can go through this. Let me just go back to the first screen that I started in. This is my email. This is my colleague, Zaida. I am Greiner at UMD.edu, and just send me an email and say, Simply Analytics, can we go through it? Again, I can't tell you how sorry I am that it didn't work out, but it's a great database that gives you a lot of detail about the purchasing habits, spending, different, as you saw, consumer behaviors and additional information. So again, I guess this is sort of finishing it up. I went to this website and then entrepreneurship, and within that try to look at the databases that worked, like Mintel. Consumer analysis was Simply Analytics. Emergent Intellect was the very last one we just looked at. IBISWorld unfortunately did not work, but it's a fairly easy source to use, and I'm going to report it to our IT people and see what's going on with that. Any questions?
Thank you, Lily. There's no questions, but someone was kind enough to share with us that IBIS is taking a bit long to open or load as well. So just so you're aware.
Yeah, I'm going to report it to our IT people and see what's the problem with the database. And that happens, it's technology, and most of the time, 98% of the time it works great. But the 1% or 2%, it just really makes you very frustrated when it doesn't work like you wanted it to.
That's okay. We can have this at another session, or people can feel free to email you and you can go through it with them.
Yeah.
At this time, I would like to ask each and everyone if they can participate in our poll. It's a few questions so we can get your feedback. And while everyone is participating in the poll, feel free if you want to raise your hand and ask a question. At this time, you're more than welcome to. Lily, well, I must say you did a tremendous job because it must have been really thorough that everyone seems to grasp all the information you gave. So that is awesome.
But I really feel so bad about that Simply Analytics. It works so well when I was practicing. I don't know what happened.
That's
I
okay.
apologize.
I got confirmation from someone else saying it was taking a bit long to load. So no worries.
Okay. But again, I'm very, very happy to meet with anybody anytime.
Okay, I'm getting these polls filled. I really do appreciate it. Glad to get your feedback. I'll just wait a couple more seconds. And while I'm waiting, I would like to thank Louis, our presenter today, for presenting. It was great information. I learned a lot. It was informative. I hope you did as well. And we will be seeing her in the future. So always look out on our website for upcoming events with her, as well as other presenters. Okay, I just ended the poll. Again, thank you, Lily, for
Sure.
presenting. Thanks each and everyone for joining us today. I do appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day.
Okay, thank you, Wendy. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
Okay, bye.
Bye.